Good morning, folks. They will try to take your joy from you if you allow it. But I see joy as a revolutionary thing. I see especially black boy joy. Black boy joy is a protest. I see joy as a protest. Yes. Yep. I see joy as a protest. And I know that I need my coffee. I know that I need my coffee. If ever there was a day to need my coffee, it's definitely today. Ever there was there was a theme, if there was a theme to the last few years of my life, the theme would be distraction. If there were a theme, if there were a theme to the last 2 or 3 years of my life, it would be distraction. It would be distraction. And I am freeing myself from distractions. And I'm opening myself up every day to the infinite possibility and the infinite possibilities that Spirit has for me. There's so many distractions that life can bring. And yeah, I'm working to not be distracted. I'm working to remain calm. You have to remember that some people seek to get a rise out of you. Some people seek to get a rise out of you. They want you to know that they exist too. And give me 1 second to share this out. Good morning, sentimientos. Some people will sabotage your dreams without even knowing that they are sabotaging your dreams, because they sabotage their own. Some people are only allowed to sabotage their dreams because they have access to you. Okay? Some people are only allowed to sabotage your dreams because they are in energetic proximity to you. And I'm asking that everybody stand back 6 feet from me. And I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not going to give me energetically 6 feet together. I'm going to need 6 feet energetically. Some people will sabotage you in proximity to you, they don't even know subconsciously what they're doing. This is why the master teacher Jesus prayed the prayer, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." This is why the master teacher Jesus prayed the prayer, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do," because some people, they're not bad people. The Buddha would even say that, another master teacher would say that we are all basically good. That we are all given the gifts of the heart to free ourselves from greed, hatred, anger, and delusion. We all have an opportunity to free ourselves from greed, hatred, anger, and delusion. Where is greed, hatred, anger, and delusion showing up in your life? How is greed, hatred, anger, and delusion showing up in your life? Especially the delusion part. And so, because I am a loving person, and because I'm a loyal person, and because I'm a giving person, over the last 2 years of my life, and this is me taking full responsibility and accountability, by the way. I'm a very responsible and accountable person. I don't say one thing and then do another thing. I don't say one thing and then behave differently. I'm very aware and mindful in life. And I've allowed people to be energetically close to me, who they self-sabotage themselves. So, of course, they're going to, by proximity, self-sabotage me. But I need everybody to give me a solid COVID 6 feet. Because if you're not contributing to my life in a way that makes me feel better and actually contribute to my growth process, then all of you are just simply standing around. This morning I was pleasuring myself. Yeah, I said it. I was pleasuring myself, and all of a sudden text messages started coming in, and I just knew it was drama. So I paused from pleasuring myself to check what was happening, because I'm a leader here. So I can't not check text messages, even when I'm pleasuring myself. Although some would say that that's the beginning of the sabotage. And as I'm pausing to pleasure myself, immediately my member went soft. Because drama and pleasure does not coexist for me. Now, some people get aroused by drama. You can tell that they love it. Drama is very sticky for them. Drama makes them erect. Drama makes them turned on. But it has the opposite effect for me, because I come out of family groups and friend groups that loved drama. I do not take pleasure and joy in drama, and I'm never amused when people in my camp, through lack of action, lack of support, or lack of taking me seriously, sabotage my flow. And once again, I'm taking full responsibility from my life. I'll never say, even though my lower vibration wants to say, these people have stalled me for months. These people have talked a good game around me for many, many months, but not really helped me increase. I could go there and do this. but I'm not. They don't deserve it. They've got their own tapes playing. They've got their own things to sort out and to fix spiritually, energetically, and beyond. They're dealing with their own self-greed, self-hatred, self-anger, and self-delusion. Just like me. So I'm not going to blame them or point a finger. Some of y'all are out there, myself included, trying to point fingers at other people because your dreams didn't come true. Or because things aren't working according to your plan. But taking full responsibility for your life means that I'm accountable for the ways in which I allowed these people to steal my erection this morning. And how I allowed these people to come in. And the reason why I want to talk about the delusion part is because this particular individual, who I'm only not naming because I'm not trying to like speak in weird body language, or I'm not trying to code switch because I don't want to say their names out loud. I'm actually being respectful by not airing them out. This is actually love, that I don't air out the people who mistreat me, who are so offended by Dr. Flo and so offended by what I say and do, yet they just can't seem to leave me alone. They treat me as if I am one of the worst people on earth, but yet they're always in my face. So they're going to have to make a decision about whether they like me or not. I don't care if they like me or not, but over on their side of the Venus and Serena tennis court, they're going to have to make a decision whether they like me or not. Remember, I don't live life like a popularity contest because I was never the popular kid in high school. I was the kid in the band class. I was a kid in the choir. I was a kid dancing down the hallways of high school, but I was never popular. So I'm not really trying to be liked or lovable by y'all. I'm loved and lovable inside of myself. But when people who are self-sabotaging their energy, meaning they cannot figure out how to make their own money, they cannot figure out how to get a job, they cannot figure out how to overcome their internal obstacles and their own delusions, them being close to you will actually start to seep into your narrative. You'll have no food in your house. You have no ganja in your bowl. Because their self-sabotaging stuff will come to you. Now, they're not bad people. And I'll tell you why they're not bad people. They're not bad people because their mamas and their daddies were self-sabotaging. Their families were self-sabotaging. Their cousins and their aunties and their uncles were self-sabotaging. Okay? Everybody who's sabotaging my life right now, as we speak, everyone who's attempting, they don't have that much power, but everybody who's attempting to sabotage my flow right now with receipts come out of narratives and stories and environments by name where everyone around them was sabotaging their lives. Ain't nobody happy in their lineage. They never come to me telling me stories about how this person was a millionaire and this person had a happy marriage and this person stayed with their baby father and this person had joy every day and this person, no one that's around me that's bringing self-sabotage into my mix tells me a single story of a person in their lives or their parents who are happy. And that includes my own. My mother she has the joy of the Lord, but she doesn't seem very happy. Right? So we gotta get clear today about what's actually going on in all of our lives. If you come out of sabotagey people, and then your programming makes you self-sabotagey, if you are around me and close to me, in my DMs, in my house, on my block, you will, whether you want to or not, sabotage me. And Mama Oya is washing that away. If there is a theme for the last 2 years of my life, and this started, I know I'm not the only one here that's gone through this. The pandemic shook the table. I was soaring. That's the thing that they don't recognize about me. I had a whole different life before I met any of these people. I had a whole different life. I was waking up in the morning on time, putting on my best suit and tie, going into my Manhattan office, okay? Going up to the 20th floor, scanning in the door. This is shit that these people have never seen in their life. They've never seen it in their lives. I was to the 20th floor, scanning in, eating all the nice food, eating all the things, jogging up the street to Broadway, singing 8 shows a week on Broadway, going to a nice gym that gave me warm towels when I entered in from my workout. These people have never seen this a day in their effing lives. Yet they have so many opinions about what I do, how I operate, self-sabotaging my shit, and ultimately weighing me down. And I don't know who this is for today, but if you got people around you who've never been where you were or been to where you're going, pay them no mind. Pay them no mind. Get thee behind me, Satan, you workers of iniquity. You're not gonna sabotage my shit. You're not gonna sabotage it. I don't care if you're a friend on Clubhouse. I don't care if you live in my house. You ain't gonna sabotage my shit. Because I know exactly who I am on paper. I got multiple resumes, a professional one, a performance one, and a proposal that would make you holla. Why are you sabotaging me? Why are you not earning? Why are you not making money? Why don't you have a job? But see, people, but like I said, this is exactly what the master teacher was talking about when they crucified him on the cross. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Now, I'm not sure if that was the master teacher trying to soothe his insides and be like, yo, I just got to let this go so I can move forward in my assignment. Or I'm recognizing from conversations this morning that some of these people don't even know that they are actually sabotaging me. They think they're helping me. They think they're supporting me. They think that their presence around me is doing something for me, but they're actually empirically sinking my battleship. And I take full responsibility for that because I'm choosing these relationships. I'm choosing to allow these people to be up in my face all the time. It's not the location. It's not the state of Tennessee. I'm not in Tennessee. It's not the state of North Carolina. It's not New York. It's not Hartman. It ain't none of that. It's me. And it's the self-sabotage tape that plays. And I'm done. I don't care who I gotta cut. I don't care who makes it into the promised land or not. And I mean that. And when I say I don't care who, I mean I don't give a fuck who. Because people just stand around waiting for things to change when I know that I'm capable of actively making a change. And there's going to come a day where the money's going to be right on my part, and I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm good. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. And they really hope that they will have done something by then to have to make it be okay. They go, oh, he'll come around. He'll understand one day all that I did for him. Look, if you are helping me forward 5 steps, but pushing me back 15, you ain't helping me at all. I'm standing in place. I'm at the Dollar General deciding if I can afford the hot sauce. being as talented as I am, and people are marginally supportive, doing just enough. But I'm not blaming nobody no more. This individual this morning came into the group chat, started talking about business things that had nothing to do with me. And then eventually, as the conversation unfolded, I realized that this was about me. You ever had a person come to you talking about something else? I see you, Shannon. You ever had a person coming to you talking about something else, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, this is what this is really about. You came in here talking about somebody else's business. You came in here talking about other things, and now all of a sudden, oh, there's something you want to get off your chest to me. Then why don't you just text me directly and get off your chest with me? I'm going to walk you regardless if it's a mess. But passive-aggressive people do this. People will get very, very quiet and then withdraw their support. That's fine. What's done in the wash comes out in the rinse. I'm going to tell the truth about everybody, including my partner, who I've been dragging for months, and his lame friends. No. Enough is enough. Everybody gonna have to step their pussy up. But see, here's the deal. People will deny your vibrance because they know your vibrance is what's going to set you free. And if they can put out your candle, then nobody will see your candle. If they can turn their back on your candle, then nobody will see your candle. So I got people around me that have a head. I'm surrounded by people who are heavy on self-sabotage. And I ain't even talking about me. They self-sabotage themselves. Where's the job? Where's the money? Where's the freelance? Where is it? Where are the clients? Where are the readings? Heavy on self-sabotage. They will both of these individuals in the chat this morning with me would give more words to drama than they've given to seeking their clients. Both of them gave more words and had more to say to each other, circle jerking in a room with me, than what they give to their actual black ass businesses. Make it make sense unless you're heavy on the self-sabotage and trying to drag me to hell with you. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it at all. You have to figure it out. But if you're not careful, folks, I don't know what the hell is in this pot. But if you're not careful, you'll start picking up on other people's vibrations, or they'll start planting seeds of doubt. Or I'm late this morning to this session because of going back and forth. And then have the nerve to say to me, as they all say to me in various ways, you always bringing up that you're not getting paid for this. You always saying that why is it always got to be about the money? Nigga. I got another nigga in here complaining about lack of protein. Heavy in self-sabotage. Sabotaging me by proximity. And y'all don't want me to bring up money? You want to talk about personal stuff? But like I said, Mama Oya who I've recently taken seriously, but she's been walking with me all my life. She's been thundering and storming and lightning and destroying some shit and tearing down strongholds in my life. People, places, and events. And last night, after coming out all of the fog of self-sabotage and dragging my ass energy around me, I put out a call to my network for letters of recommendation and testimonials. And they said the kindest things about me, and these are things that have been true for me for decades, but me trying to coach my partner and be loyal to the neighborhood and cook food and make sure that I could, contribute and do my part and pay back loyalty and all of that has caused me to choke myself out. This is going to turn around very, very quickly for me. And I hope folks are around to reap the inheritance. I hope they are. Because there were no less than 10, 12, 15 voice memos this morning on the back and forth. If I don't see that same voicemail power and energy in somebody's motherfucking business, then you are a liar. You are a liar. Y'all talk about what you want to talk about and then choke the flowers out at the root. Avoiding the obvious. It ain't cute. It ain't cute at all. But going back to what I was talking about, the last 2 years of my life, which I take full responsibility for, has been all about distractions. The pandemic destabilized me. It shook my nerve. It made me question everything. I had been working full time and traveling the world off and on for 20 years. And I couldn't imagine a life of being mistreated by more people. I couldn't imagine a life of being vilified by people for wanting to be my loved and lovable self. Also, a very interesting thing happened this morning. While I'm being distracted and sabotaged and having drama and garbage laid at my feet, the person told me that I was loved and lovable. As if I didn't know. Do you know it? Do you act like it? Once again, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. They come from people. They come directly out of the lineage of people who are surviving, not thriving. They come directly out of ancestral lineage of self-sabotage. They come out of lineages of depression and anxiety and paranoia, like I do. And you have to make a decision about whether you're going to overcome that or not for you. But birds of a feather flock together, and you become the 5 people you hang out with the most. So because I've been choosing to rest and fall into the arms and love of these people, I'm becoming, or I had become, taking full responsibility, self-sabotagey myself. You can't help it. Now, have they gained some of my inspiration and my keep going, and have they gained some of my spiritual insight and my professional insight? Have I rubbed off on them? Sure. You have to ask them about that. But this idea of being down, broken, and I don't know what I'm going to do and I can't figure it out is something that I picked up. And they allowed it to happen. Because Dr. Flo's always going to figure it out, right? He'll always make sure the protein happens. But not without a fight. And this morning literally was like, so they're in there. This is for my archives. They're in there in a group chat that had nothing to do with me, talking about the drama in their business. And then all of a sudden, and something told me, like, let these niggas talk. Let them talk. Let them talk. He's still going. That nigga is still going. He's still texting me. He ain't in my church. He ain't in this live. All of a sudden, in there talking, they're talking about these idiot business collaborators that they're in business with. All of this could have been fixed months ago. I'm still waiting on the goddamn letter to be sent to the business associates to bring the drama out of my life. All of this could have been squashed weeks, months, a year ago. We still talking about it. Self-sabotaging motherfuckers. All of them. Self-sabotaging motherfuckers. Won't go into Google Doc. Gonna blow up my shit for sport. No, you're not. No, you're not. He's still going, y'all. I wish y'all could see this shit. He's still talking to himself. I'm in here doing my live and connecting with my people. He's still talking to his motherfucking self. A lot of y'all gonna be talking to yourselves very, very soon. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. And even if you did, and even if you took me out and took my breath and killed my body, there are people who will avenge me. There are people who I've made agreements with all over the planet that if something ever happened to me, they will avenge me. Orange is the new black, bitch. Orange is the new black, bitch. Play with your pussy. Don't play with me. So we're in there and talking about all this drama that I said, and like outside of all the text messages and the distractions and the self-sabotage of going back and forth, I told both these niggas on the phone, both of them, write a letter on letterhead, make your needs and demands clear, send it and let them know if they don't give you what you want, you'll be taking legal action, and then just leave it alone. I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. What do? Self-sabotage. Just walk around in the motherfucking wilderness. This is biblical. The children of Israel could have gotten to the promised land in 40 days. It took them 40 years because of bullshit just like this. Don't be mad at me. I'm just telling you what historically happened. They could have gotten deliverance from the Egyptians. They could have just got free, got out, walked into the promised land. They had heard word there was milk and honey in this promised place. They could have gone there in 40 days. These niggas, oh, he's not my twin. We have very, very different energy. We're called to very similar things, but Poppy Water is not my twin. We have very different energies. Trust. It could have taken them 40 days. It took them 40 years because of not sending the email, not believing in themselves, self-sabotaging themselves at every turn, dragging their motherfucking feet. But once again, I ain't gonna hold them for this. Mama Oya has stopped by my house no less than 3 times in the last week. Thunder and lightning. Every time I push send on something for me, the sky opened up. I didn't push no send for these people. I didn't say, could you help me and them win? Every time I went to win for myself, every time I went to speak up, yes, Shannon, every time I went to speak up for myself and to get myself free from all of this nonsense and bullshit, it went boom, pow, over the house. They weren't going, well, you know what? You should send that email. That's what I do. I go, you should send an email and take care of this. You should look into this. You should sell your services. You should believe in yourself enough to reach for your dreams. You know that you can do this on your own, right? That's what I do. No one did that. I finally had to go in and email and push send and ask for my own. And every time I did, it stormed. If you look on my social media, you're going to see rain just falling out the sky because I'm taking action. So we're in this chat. They're going back and forth about these idiots dealing with shit that should have been resolved weeks ago, bringing drama into my life, into my house, and into my energy. And back and forth, words. These niggas have so much word salad, it's nuts. For every one word I say, they say 1,000. If they sold those words to people who gave a fuck, they'd be rich. For every one word I say, they say 1,000. For every one voice memo I send, they send 12. Will they send it to business associates and get the bag? No. All this is being paraded in front of Dr. Flo. So they're going back and forth. Why you bring this in here? Screenshots of contracts, lies, and more word salad. And then all of a sudden, and Dr. Flo and his nonverbal body language, Listen, folks. I say exactly what I need to say. There's of all the things you could call me, you would not call me a person who lacks clarity. Sometimes I will not say things because it'll hurt their motherfucking feelings. Self-sabotaging motherfuckers. So sometimes I just don't go so hard because it destabilizes my household. It destabilizes my peace. It destabilizes my sex life. It just destabilizes everything. So sometimes I just keep it to myself so I can just have a peaceful, piece of a day. But I'm never withholding or trying to be shady or like code. When I look into the camera and you're the only nigga in Instagram live last night and I said you ain't never had a friend like me, he's still motherfucking going. I'm gonna block this bitch. I'm gonna block her. See, I'm gonna block her on one platform and then she's gonna come on another because she likes my light. She knows that I got the sauce. She knows I got the water. So I'm never going to be able to truly get away because the bitch follows me on all the platforms. And when I told her this morning, look, if Dr. Flo ain't for you, dump him and leave. If Dr. Flo ain't for you, block me and leave. I'm so confident and so good at what I do and good at my shit that I know I'm going to be fine with or without you. I really do know that. It's not like an ego thing. It's just the facts. Like, there's no doubt that after walking for 40 years in the wilderness in Lexington, motherfucking North Carolina, the moment I send my resume all over the world, I'm going to be able to, like I've done in my entire life. These niggas have never known this, right? This is why there's a disbelief and an unbelief and a self-sabotage, because they've never had someone go, Mr. Stiff, we found 10 opportunities for you. They're in your email. Please review all the packages and choose which one that you want to do. Erica told me this. She said, you gotta be gentle, Dr. Flo, because people have not gone where you've gone in life, and so they don't even understand it. They want to understand it. They think they understand it, but they cannot understand it because they've not gone there. They've not gone there. But I'm gonna put out these feelers. I'm gonna have multiple opportunities. So we're in there, and they are going back and forth about the bullshit. Bullshit that I told them how to fix. You got to be very, very careful. I'm gonna pause here for a second too. Thank you so much, Shannon, and please put that in a DM to me on Instagram. I appreciate you. We're in there, and they're going back and forth, as if I've not spoken up. And so what does it mean? Thank you, Shannon. What does it mean when you told niggas, and this could be like anybody, but I'm here today. Mama Oya has blessed. What does it mean when you tell niggas exactly how to fix their problems, how to make money, how to solve their issues? What does it mean when you told them the exact steps to take and they still don't do it? Good morning, Jimmy Jams. Like, what does it mean, audience members, when you've told people how to get themselves free and they still choose to be in bondage and bring it onto your lawn? What does it mean when you told them how to not get their intellectual property stolen, when you told them how to not engage with idiots, when you told them how to make money and market and build their business, when you told them how to attract clients, when you told them how to show up and present themselves online, when you told them that they need to have a real...
I'll be back. They're having a hurricane situation in Savannah.
I don't know what's happening here. So I know what's happening here. I don't know what's happening here. Y'all gonna figure it out. Y'all gonna figure it out.
I'm gonna come back in. ISIS is calling me. They're having a hurricane situation in Savannah.
Call her. Call her. I'm right here.
I'll come back in. That's why I was jumping in.
Whenever. It's above me now. It's above me now. What does it mean when you told these niggas how to solve their problems, how to reduce the drama, how to stop all of the nonsense? Shannon says they can't come to the lawn anymore. Choices have consequences. Exactly. I'm freeing myself from the bullshit. Y'all gonna watch me on TikTok do it. But see, the thing about it is that I cannot limit my love. I'm a very, very loving person. They don't like my delivery, apparently. Fuck them. My love is not limited, but my access. And I don't know who needs to hear that today. My love may be unlimited. And I may be unconditional in my love. But my access is very limited because I am hot shit. What did Meg say? Fuck it, bitch, I'm not nice. Fuck it, bitch, I'm not nice. I've never been nice, though. I've never been nice. No one would ever characterize me as being nice. Will I support you in your dreams within an inch of your life? Absolutely. I'm going to pull you up Poppy Water when I'm ready. Will I support you in your dreams? Yes. Will I champion your causes? Yes. Will I listen to you when you have a rough day? Yes. Will I give you business advice on how to increase your bank account? Yes. Will I help you improve your proposals? Yes. Will I help you unlock your throat chakra and say what you really need to say unencumbered? Yes. Will I sell you some services and mentor you and remind you that you're loved and lovable? Yes. Thank you, Jimmy. Will I do all that? Yes. Am I nice? No. And I think a lot of people want me to be nice. They want me to soothe their insecurities. But if I've told you how to solve your business problem, if I've told you weeks ago how to come out of the drama, how to come out of the greed, hatred, anger, and delusion, and you still in my text messages talking about some bullshit, that's a problem. And for all of you church people out there, because the latest thing, Shannon, from these prophets, tilted motherfuckers, they try to throw this scripture around. If your brother offends you, come to him first. This is the same kind of stuff that happens on these religious compounds and cults. You're welcome, Shannon. I'm here. Listen, I'm hoping somebody benefits because the niggas around me don't listen to me at all. They'll burn up my text messages and my group chats on some nonsense, but they don't really take my advice and act on it. I'd be in a whole different situation with a whole different environment, taking full responsibility for my life. It's Dr. Flo's flow. But I would be in a whole different situation. The conversation this morning wouldn't have ever happened if they took my advice weeks ago. Self-sabotaging motherfuckers. Do not let them close to you. Do not let self-sabotaging people close to you. Don't let them close to you. Love them unconditionally, but don't let them close to you. Don't let them talk to you. Put their asses on ice. This idea, so early in the week, if you check my TikTok wall, you'll see that I was in a evangelist prophetess room on an app called Clubhouse. And in that room, the prophetess, who is in network. So let me be very clear about this. This isn't isolated. This isn't like that I can just be like, fuck y'all, which is coming very soon. But I can't be completely fuck y'all because of the social politic, right? So this lady is an advisor of a project that I'm working on. But she also on stage equated the LGBTQIA community's lifestyle. Y'all already know. I don't need to even say anything more. She equated the LGBTQIA lifestyle with crackheads. I'll pause for the audience. She essentially said that and not essentially, she said, I got receipts of this, and I presented these receipts to her, and she doubled down. I do not apologize for what the Spirit told me to say. No, you are homophobic inside. You are homophobic inside. You need a heart transplant inside. That's a problem. That's a problem. I do not apologize for what the Spirit told me to say. And sometimes the word is the word and the word is right. And you can't just, this lady said to me, you can't just eat part of the roll. You got to eat all of it. What the fuck are you talking about? I bet you tear the fuck up out of a shrimp po' boy. I bet you wear polyester blends. These people are very choosy. Anyway, she's in the room. And what she said was, when God calls you out of a lifestyle or calls you out of a place, sometimes you'll be called to go back into the place to rescue people. So then she led with, God will call you out of being a crackhead, which she said was a quote from Judge Mathis, but she ain't Judge Mathis. So I don't know why she's quoting Judge Mathis, but I digress. But when God calls you out of being a crackhead, you may be called back in to rescue other crackheads. And then she went on further after saying the crackhead thing and said, when God calls you out of being LGBTQIA, there are people who've been called out of there that need to go back in to that lifestyle as well. All kinds of confusion and mental instability. Y'all really need therapy. Y'all need therapy. And you need to start telling your therapist the truth about what you do out here in these streets. I'm convinced that you're not telling your therapist the whole story. And as a person who's been in therapy for a long, long time, I make sure I tell all of my therapists both sides of the story. The therapy may not be working because you may not be owning your shit completely. And some of y'all don't have therapists at all. You know, forget about the fact that there's 12-step programs that exist for free, peer support groups that exist for free, every night of the week, 24/7. Y'all just don't want to be delivered. You want to walk around in the wilderness for 40 years. I ain't doing it with you. I checked her on this. She invited me to her show. I said, you are responsible for the self-harm, suicidal ideation, depression, and anxiety in these communities. It literally felt like and is you punching me in my face hard and saying, let me pray for you, for your healing. Are y'all feeling me? You punch me in my face. And then you go, lift up your hands, son of God, child of God. Let me pray for that black eye. But you did it. I can't be responsible for what I say when I'm in the spirit. You better be. Blood is on your hands. So that was in the group chat this morning as well. And then all of a sudden, halfway through the group chat, Dr. Flo enters the chat. We were talking about their fucked up business arrangement that I told them how to fix months ago. Then all of a sudden, we start talking about her and her weird prophesying and prophet-lying. And then all of a sudden, and Dr. Flo, it's all about your body language. And what exactly did I do to you? What exactly did I say to you? And if I make you feel so awful in this life, why do you even deal with me? And see, this is a conversation I've had with many people. People love to roll up on, and it doesn't happen all the time because most people just leave me the fuck alone because they realize that I am the real deal and I'm sincere and I have nothing to prove, protect, hide, or defend. Quincy, if you think you're coming up here, I hope that was a slip of the thumb. If you think you're coming, once again, they don't listen. You'll never be on my stage without an invitation. You'll never be on my stage without being on the schedule. You'll never be on my stage without a contract. You'll never be on a stage without us talking about it beforehand. This ain't what you thought it was. It never was what you thought it was. I'm recording this for the archive so that I know exactly where I was around self-sabotaging energy. This one's for me. It ain't about you all the time. It ain't about you. I told you earlier in the week, stop taking things so personally. Get deliverance. This ain't about you. It's not about you. Oh, but you're talking about me. Well, here we are. And then all of a sudden, in Dr. Flo, the nonverbals and Dr. Flo, I didn't like it when you said, Dr. Flo, you're loved and lovable. I love you unconditionally, Dr. Flo. If Dr. Flo is causing you so much... Okay, then another thing. This never works on me, but it's another... Thank you, Jimmy. It's another kind of vibration, right? But I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Well, families disagree. You got to watch people who play like this, okay? You got to watch them very closely. And I'm watching. Watch me, but I'm watching you. And I want you to see me watching you. When people go, well, families have disagreements and families argue and I'm just joking. You know those I'm just joking people? They say something crazy to you and then they go, I'm just joking. We recognize that there's a truth in every joke and I don't joke with people because my jokes usually don't land because I speak from my chest and my open throat chakra. So I don't joke with people because people usually get offended when I joke because my jokes always have truth in them. All jokes do. And I'm not a fucking payaso. But all families fight and have disagreements. You don't know me very well at all. You're new here. I've only known you for a few months. I don't even talk to my own family. I don't talk to my family. So if you're trying to create a family dynamic with me where families disagree, if that's what you're trying to do here, if you're trying to create a family with me where the family has disagreements and arguments and that's what y'all do, I don't even talk to my family of origin. I don't even talk to the lady who pushed me out of her pussy because the energy's tilted. She's another liar. My own mother is a spiritual liar. So you ain't said nothing to me. And it happens all the time. I'll meet these people. They'll want to be my friend. They'll want to be close to me. And then something will happen and they'll start like attacking me or disagreeing with me or just not liking my flow. And the moment I go like, yo, this does not bring me any kind of joy. I'm not enjoying this at all. You brought a flaming sack of doo-doo to my lawn and you want me to smell roses and pretend like it's nothing, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm like, yo, I don't like this. I don't like this. And like, well, families disagree. Families fight. So I guess we'll just have to fight it out. No. I don't talk to my own family. I know I'm not doing this bullshit with you. He got out of here. He got out of here. I don't talk to my own family for this reason. Who wants to be around people that's constantly bringing drama into their lives? But they would say to you that I'm the one that brings drama. And while I'm a Broadway credited actor, so I'm actually qualified to do the drama, ain't nobody else around here qualified or trained in drama. I don't think anybody around me studied the Meisner technique. Or any other technique for that matter. But you're not going to call me dramatic when I respond to you in kind. You're not going to come into, and see, this is how I keep my peace, folks. The way I keep my peace is by staying in place. Most of the drama in my life is brought to me. Like I said, I had my penis in my hand. And then the text messages started going. Going. But this ain't me being a victim no more. I'm rooting out. Lock the door, please. Lock it as you go. Lock it as you go. Lock it as you go, please. Lock it as you go. Lock it behind you as you go.
I'm taking my accountability.
Lock it
in this moment
as
and in the future and all along. Hi, y'all. I'm a part of the problem as I responded to the nonsense this morning while I was in the middle of another meeting that wasn't drama.
This ain't his live, y'all.
It ain't my live.
It ain't his live.
You turned it on.
He has his own work to do.
And I'm going
Lock
to
it behind you as you go.
I don't want to continue to be at odds with you. I felt you annoyed with me when you woke up this morning. And I know it has to do with last night when I was in the shower and you said we'll support you. And since I was stressed about not being able to find work to help in that way. And I know this. This is why I've been telling you, go ahead. Put your work out there. Continue to. I've encouraged you to do that. And said, well, no, don't focus on them. Focus on what you want. Focus on those who are filling your cup up. And I started that document. I ain't finished it. I explained to you how I was struggling through it, and I'm still writing it. I did my research on the MOUs, which I realized I'm not technically writing an MOU. I'm writing a different document, and I continued on and wrote the document. It's not done. And I know I got to finish it. I'm just going to be real with you and tell you that I have been stressed because I'm working through this document, looking for work and trying to move things forward and stand in my accountability while not being harmful to myself and my thoughts. I know what self-sabotage looks like in me. And it looks like me not doing that document. That's why I've been saying I'm trying to get through finishing this document. And I am. That's why I've been tense. That's why I've been having to breathe, because I'm trying to get through finishing this document, because I know it's one of the only things in my way, because I'm allowing it to be. And it's not truth that I don't encourage you or don't push you to do better or to focus on you.
I'm going to let it complete so I can finish with y'all. I'm not going back and forth.
I'm not trying to go back and forth with you. I'm just being real in the fact that I've been looking for jobs because I want to get out of here. And so I'm trying to focus on getting out of here. And I'm putting that in the back so it don't distract me on us getting out of here, because we need to be out of here.
There's no new information here. I've heard all this.
No new information.
This is for y'all.
But you act like that you don't know.
He's doing this for y'all.
I'm not doing this.
He's doing this for y'all. There's nothing new that was being said. There's nothing new that was being said.
There's nothing new that has been said.
Nothing at all.
I'm just reminding you.
Thank you.
To look at me and my actions. That same moment, I've been locking down moments for Gigi to work through healing work for me to do in House of Mommy Wash.
This is for y'all.
I took the week off
for him
to focus on doing what I need to do.
This is for him.
Which this is a part of.
He wants to say this to y'all. I know all of this. I said what I said.
Why are you going in on me if you know all this?
I'm not arguing with him on camera, though.
We're not going to argue. I'm just telling you.
This is where we're going. Keys are in hand. I said, lock the door behind you on your way out. This is for y'all.
And this ain't about, I want you to know that I'm not going to be destabilized when you tell me the truth, because I've been sitting in my accountability, which is why I sat in the live. Because I know we're supposed to do our live at 12. I made sure to get in here to do it at 12. Regardless of whatever that is. I'm not trying to focus on that. I want to focus on doing my part in me and myself to move forward. You stay lumping me in with these niggas. I encourage you all the time. And I sat there in vulnerability and told you.
He's talking to y'all. It's for y'all. It ain't for me. I've heard all this before. Multiple times. Now he wants to kill himself. It's nuts. Now he wants to kill himself. It's nuts. It's self-sabotage. He'd rather kill himself or self-harm, or whatever you're supposed to say here, than send the email. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. In the chat, and all of a sudden it's Dr. Flo doesn't make me feel good. Dr. Flo, y'all pray for him. Sincerely. Thank you for the love and light. Like I said, like I told y'all, there's nothing that he just shared with y'all. That was for y'all. It wasn't for me. He didn't tell me. Like I said, I told you, word salad is a thing. He'd rather stand there once again for 15 minutes. He'd rather, in a manipulating energy, threaten to off himself than actually send the email. He'd rather do that than actually get the work that stabilizes our lives. He'd rather go back and forth with Quincy, who was in here earlier, than actually do the work of moving us forward. He'd rather stand there and talk to y'all. It wasn't about me, because I've heard every excuse in the book, and I have heard everything he said no less than a few hundred times in a really, really short amount of time. So that was about him saying his piece so that he didn't look like the bad guy. I told y'all, there's nobody that's the bad guy. Everybody's basically good. The Buddha has said so. There's no villains in this story. Do things need to actively change and shift for me to be satisfied? Absolutely. Absolutely. Good luck to him. Good luck to him. He'll be all right. So in that chat, like I said, my dick was in my hand, going flaccid with all the drama, and Dr. Flo. And I said, oh, this person wanted to say what they wanted to say to me and speak their disapproval and toxic shame about me the whole time. I'm getting lumped in with what you call that negative energy. Business is falling apart, drama's being stirred up, and then Dr. Flo enters the chat. What about me? What about Dr. Flo? What has Dr. Flo done? How is he responsible for your lack of happiness? Never really got the answer. Got more word salad. You know, these gays, maybe I can't say that here. I don't know. Homosexual. Last time I don't know. I don't know what I can do, what I can't do. It doesn't matter. But there are certain communities that I'm a member of. They love the drama. It only takes like one episode of Drag Race to see. So I'm like, well, what did I do? And if you're that mad at me about me being me, then why are you here? And I've tossed that at people for many, many years. If I'm such a menace, then why are you here? If I'm the guy that you're storming out of the house because I speak my truth, you make me want to kill myself. Which I'm not speaking lightly of. But if I'm just such a menace to society, why are you here? If it weren't for the fact that I speak the truth. Like I said earlier, if you are helping me forward 5 steps, but holding me back or pushing me back 15, is that really help? And let me tell you something. When you're in an abuse comes in many different forms. And I speak out loud. And let's be very clear. No one's put their hands on me physically in a long time. Not him. He's never put his hands on me in anger. But no one's actually physically touched me in a while here. But you cannot, I do these lives and I speak up for people who are afraid to voice their truth because of a blow up like what you just saw. My father was this way. You had to always walk on eggshells. They can't stand that the internet gave me live streams. They can't stand it. The whole community. Every time I experience something, and instead of internalizing it and turning it into a personal problem for me, or depression and anxiety for me, every time that I go, you know what? Let me make my coffee, speak my truth, and air out the nonsense that's happening, every time I do that, they do not like it. They do not like the truth. He doesn't like being lumped in as part of my personal problems. Is he a good man? Yes. Is he a good person? Yes. Does he hold me back in this area of my life and presently and in ways? Yes. We will fix it or not. Why should I? It's giving Oprah. Were you silent or were you silenced? They hate that I have cameras on me all the time. But here's the deal. I had cameras on for years before y'all got here. Now, here's how this is going to go. He's going to come back in the house, embarrassed that this happened on camera. He's going to come back in the house and say, baby, I'm so sorry that I blew up. I will do better. It'll be the whole song and dance. I need tangible receipts for my life. And like I just told y'all, I've been on YouTube for 12 years, and I've been live streaming full time for about 2 or 3 years. So everyone that's around me, Quincy, who was in here earlier, who thinks that giving me an ice cream so good and a rose on TikTok offsets all of the drama and negativity brought into my front door. in life. But I've been filming for 3 years. And I've been filming just like this. I've been speaking my truth. I told y'all, welcome to the party. I told y'all that whether I won at life or lost at life, I would film the whole thing. Before y'all even came along, Shannon, Adam, Jimmy, before I even knew who y'all were, I made a promise to myself that I would go for my Grammy. I would go for my AMA. I would go for my book. I would go for my show. I would go for my multi-million-dollar business. That's what I said. The platform that I said it on doesn't even exist anymore. But I got all the footage. Thank God I was smart enough to record on multiple platforms, because the platform that I was on was this platform called RPAN. It was Reddit Public Access Network. Thank you, Adam. And it went under. They dissolved the platform because they couldn't afford it over on Reddit, and they took the company in a different direction. But I looked right in the camera and I said, y'all, like I've told you before, you gotta be bold and courageous for the shit I do. Even now, bold and courageous. I said, I'm a kid from the 80s. I never had the money in my family growing up to have a camcorder. I never had, my whole life, I've been singing professionally and performing and sharing love with people since I was like 6. And from 6 to like my 30s, none of it was recorded. So I made a decision in the pandemic, even before though COVID, because I got COVID on camera. I nearly died. My voice left me and everything. I was trying to sing songs like I do here, and my voice left me and everything. Anyway, before even COVID, way before COVID, I made a decision, because it's part accountability, right? It was part of me being accountable to myself, but also like I always loved broadcast journalism. I always wanted to be on TV, and I've been on TV multiple times since. But as a kid, little childhood Dre, little baby Flo, I always wanted to be on TV. So I said, well, since we have the access now with all this technology, I will start recording. And if I succeed or fail, and I said this, no matter who comes and goes, because I've had so many people come and go out of my life. I've had people go to jail. I've had people murdered. I've not had people murdered. I've had people in my life murdered. It sounds still weird what I'm saying. People who I've known have been murdered. May they rest in peace. But I said, no matter who comes and goes, I'm going to record it. People also know, because of my circumstances, that if anything does happen to my body temple, which I'm not scared of anything happening to my body temple, because from love I came, into love I returned. But if anything does happen to me, there are files that will be released, because orange is the new black. But they're murdering black people for being black in the Dollar General store. Racially mad. So I don't fear, because that would just be a prison into itself. There are black people in life today, melanated people like myself, who will be walking through life scared. Scared of going to the grocery store. Scared of going to church. Scared of getting into an argument with their partner. Just scared. And I just don't live that way. Like I said, from love I came, and to love I'll return. But I told these guys in the chat, and I'll tell Poppy Water the same thing if and when he comes back. If I am so awful, and I'm so bad, if I'm not prospering you, if I'm not helping you grow, if I'm not good for you, why are you here? They don't go anywhere. Because I am the light. I'm not the light. I am a light. And some people may consider that, but I don't think that speaking your truth, and like someone said earlier, hit dog will holler. The reason why he stormed out the house and threatened to self-harm himself on me, all manipulation, truly. That's emotional manipulation. I used to be that guy, so I have compassion for it. I in my 20s, like I used to do that to people. You shouldn't do that to people. He'll have to apologize for that if he comes back. You shouldn't say to someone you love, this is why I want to kill myself, about them speaking the truth about what they're going through as a direct result of what they're doing to you and what they're putting you through. You shouldn't do that to people. Just for the record. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. But like I said, I have compassion because there are people with names who loved me through that kind of energy. Suicide watch. I've been, y'all, I'm telling you, I've been chained to hospital beds and everything. They had to take all of the, this is the reason why, blinds don't have cords on them anymore because kids and people were unaliving themselves. But I've waken up personally in my life to them taking all of the cords off the telephones and then taking all the hanging cords out of the room because I was a danger to myself. Never a danger to other people, but very, very dangerous to myself. Self-sabotage. And when you are trying to break free of self-sabotage and calling out the people who are also self-sabotage, I didn't say that this man was self-sabotaging me personally. His proximity to me and his self-sabotage behaviors creates a mental noise that is problematic. But yeah, as Shannon was saying earlier, it's always the darkest before the dawn. She said something like, when things are shifting, we know that negative energy gets busy. This is the lower vibration that exists in all of us. We all have choices, whether we want to go higher in our energy or go lower in our energies. We all have choices about whether we want to choose love or choose fear. But when you say to someone, yo, I see you choosing fear. I see you sabotaging yourself. What are you saying, Adam? Yeah. Choosing. Yeah, when you see something, it's just never, it was always going to be messy. I'm realizing that now. This is why Mama Oya is doing some things. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, I'm new to her. Mama Oya is the African deity and divinity of chaos, change, and destruction. And I see it as a clear sign. I'm not trying to be really, really woo-woo because y'all know that I keep my feet on the ground. But Mama Oya, oh yes, I promise you. And there's receipts of this because I wanted it. I just, I like documenting my life. Maybe somebody will come behind me. I don't want no kids. He wants children. Who wants to bring a child into a house where you slamming doors and running out saying, like, who? Well, for the last couple of weeks, every time. So the first time it happened prominently here was when I was overcoming challenges with the local government here in North Carolina, and they basically didn't pay me for one of my shows, and they claimed that I didn't want the payment, but they were acting very shady. And I was walking up the street, and all of a sudden I'm walking up the street, I turn the corner, and there's a newscaster. And nobody here wants to talk to the news because this is a very shady place in North Carolina. I'm praying to get out of here. I'm praying. I ask everybody that I meet here, how quick can you drive a getaway car? Welcome, Funk. And so as I'm turning the corner, I see the newscaster. I said, what are you doing? So she was working on the story. Anyway, the day that I went on the news here and got broadcasted to the thousands of people in the area, Mama Oya opened up the sky. It was the same day that they were voting here on what to do about the slave graveyards. And so on the same day that they were voting about what to do about the slave graveyards and voting about arts in the city, while I was being denied access to produce art here, hailstones this big fell out of the sky. And that was the first time. Since then, that I can recall. Since then, every time I've broken free and saying, these motherfuckers ain't stopping me, these motherfuckers ain't stopping me, these motherfuckers ain't stopping me. Every time I've done that in an email and beyond, it has thundered hard. Sometimes the lights flicker. I mean, it's thundered hard. And that's a sign for me. I'm on the right path. Mama Oya is destroying everything that stands in my way for what I want. And I won't even get into y'all think I'm saying everything, but I ain't saying everything. It gets deeper than this. It's my eye. It gets deeper than this. And what's even crazy, y'all, is that I've had to, because of this environment, I've had to literally record everything in my house. And it looks like the cat got hit by a car. Let me walk down here. It looks like the cat that we had, the cat that I raised, I think he's roadkill. I think Loki has gone to the Rainbow Bridge. Unless I see him later and that's not him, it looks like Loki. Poppy Waters stormed out here saying he was going to self-harm himself. And that if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure if I see what I see, but that looks like Loki might be dead in the street. Mama Oya is shaking things up. It is what it is. The reason why I'm speaking so boldly today, I'm about to go down there and check on this cat. So I've not seen him today. I've not seen him at all. And I think that's him flattened in the streets. The reason why I'm speaking so boldly today is because self-sabotage and sabotage energy around you may be something that you're encountering. You may be surrounded. These people are not bad people. Okay? They're going to be okay in life. Okay? Life is going to work out for everybody in the end. But I want to be very, very clear that when you are on an upward trajectory, or you've had amazing things happen to you in your life, and you're on an upward climb, sabotage and the self-sabotage of others will spill into your life. And if you are not bold and courageous and speak up, it can sink your entire battleship. And the last 2 years of my life have been in that theme. When I was illegally evicted out of my New York apartment that wasn't even real, paid for 4 years, every month on time. But see, that was Mama Oya too. One day I was on Clubhouse, and all of a sudden, it rained hard in New York City. And my whole basement terrace apartment flooded like 12 inches of water in electricity. The surge protectors were floating in the water. I could have got electrocuted to death that night. Mama Oya was wiping everything out. I wondered why the landlord was acting weird. It was like the day before the rent was due. Do you know that I helped this man squeegee 12 inches of water out of my apartment, and then I took him the rent? It was later revealed on time. I even sang in the New York City subway system. Paid the rent on time. Every month until I couldn't, because the NYPD kicked me out of the subway system. The apartment wasn't real. But Mama Oya was showing me even then what was going on. Sorry, I have gas. The coffee is making me Yep. So anyway, I'm going to come back in a little bit after taking this dump. I recorded this intentionally. And I'm going to pull down and archive this and maybe even repost it on YouTube. It'll probably end up on YouTube. but not for the purposes of spectacle. Be very, very clear about this. And God knows my heart. Shamalama Ding Dong knows my heart. Believe me or not believe me, I don't care. I'm only speaking up because these are real challenges that light workers face. Do not expect to do anything great in this life without some level of opposition. Don't expect to do anything powerful in this life without some very, very dark forces coming for you. And it may not look like you being stalked, although that happens as well for me. This is why I want everybody, give me 6 feet. That's what I said earlier in this live. Give me 6 feet, everybody. Everybody give me 6 feet. Everybody, give me energetic 6 feet. Give me spiritual 6 feet. Definitely give me physical 6 feet. Everybody. Because when you're a light worker and you're on the path, and like I said, it's not always you being stalked. It's not always you being followed. It's not always people physically or materially doing anything to you. Sometimes they'll actually pull support away. They'll walk away from you as a fuck you. They'll storm out the house yelling. That is a distraction. And in the past, I would have been worried about him in the street because this is not the first time that's happened. One time he was walking up the railroad tracks back and forth in the middle of the damn night. And I would worry and just, there's so much fear mongering and so much, my past is anxiety and worry and depression and suicidal ideation. That's my past. And in the past, all of recent past, over the last year, all of this would have triggered me to stay in bed for multiple days and not do my work. It ain't happening this time. It ain't happening this time. God's got that, God's got this, and God's got me. That was one of the clearest things that the Tilted Prophet said. That's one of the clearest things that the Tilted Prophet said. Because even a broken clock is right twice a day. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. She said, don't you worry, Dr. Flo, about the future. I gotta plug in my phone. She said, Dr. Flo, don't you worry about the future and your ministry. She said, God's got that, God's got this, and God's got you. And I move like that. And I'm grateful that y'all were here today. There was a great witnessing that happened here today. That's just a crumb of the truth of what I've been going through. Just a crumb. I could have told you what's been going on, but you got to see it for yourself. I could have explained to you what I've been walking through. I could have explained to you what I've been experiencing. But today, you got to see it for yourself. And that's what a daily live stream is. I told you that I would not sugarcoat it. I told you years ago in live streams just like this that no matter what happened, I was going to record it because I won't stay too much longer. But I've been a me for nearly 40 years. Thank you, God. And I've been a me for nearly 40 years. And it's crazy making. It's literally the makings of crazy to be a light worker and to be a person who wants to. So listen, y'all, 1 second. I just killed a fly in the window. And it's dead laying there. And the ants that surround this house are already coming to take the body away. Nuts. It's crazy making to be a true light worker. They don't like my delivery. They do not like how I speak. They do not like the way that I love myself. But I had to record my life, not in fear, but just so that I could always look back and like know exactly what happened. Because you would really, I'm such a sensitive soul that I internalize. And some of you don't know what I'm talking about. This is just kind of going over your head. But for some of you, you've been here before. It's a human thing. And I started recording my life because I needed to be able to push play or to look back and see who was around me and what was around me and what were they doing. This all started with Clubhouse. I had never seen people like, and even TikTok is part of this. I had never seen physically the way people interact with my energy. The way people come into my energy. I'd never seen that. So live streaming, for sure. Full-time live streaming. And people have said some crazy things to me on live streams. Worse than what you see here. When I was on Reddit, it was crazy the things they say to me. But doing live streams full-time showed me how people interact with my energy. Going on Clubhouse and seeing, because on Clubhouse, just like here, there's these little circle faces and people speak and talk through their circle faces. So I'd never seen, because I was naive. I'm a pure light worker. So I didn't know that people could be so cruel. I didn't know that people could be so manipulative. I didn't know that people could be so aggressive toward light workers. I didn't know that. I honestly thought it was me. And it is me sometimes, but it ain't me all the time. Right? Like, it is me sometimes. I'm responsible sometimes for the bullshit that happens in my life, but it ain't me all the time. And I think that's where I'm gonna land today. For those of you out there that are struggling in life, take responsibility for your life. It may actually be you that's the problem, but then sometimes it's external forces. And even when people will say, they took the fly away. They took the fly away. Even when people will say on camera, as he said to y'all, it's me, I'm the problem. If you say I'm the problem, I'm the problem, I'm the problem, but then you don't actually fix the problem, then you're just talking to me. What am I gonna do with that? Anyway, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. God grant me serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. One more time. God grant me the serenity, the peace, to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Can I bless y'all before we go? What a rough live. What a rough morning. But Mama Oya is changing everything up. She's shifting things big time. Can I bless you before we go? Is that okay? God, I've come through so much abuse and hardship. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free of all suffering. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free of all suffering. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free of all suffering. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free of all suffering. Coming within, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be free of all suffering. May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be free of all suffering. May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be free of all suffering. And may love hold me today and every day and hold you today and every day in its big, 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 big hands. As above, so below. As above, so below. As above, so below. Amen, Ashe. And so it is. Namaste. I gotta go down here and see. I think this cat died. And I don't even know how. I think this cat died. Oof. I really thought that that was Loki. And it's not. I really thought that was the cat. But the cat's not dead. Oof. I thought it was, but it's not. It's not. Woo. So the cat's not dead. Just so you know, the cat is not dead. Bye, y'all.